Welcome everybody. 2 days, 9 hours. Power, we almost got it back up into a good spot it looks like. And we are, as you can see, all these bots. I have officially, I didn't want to do it yet, but I just started undoing the museum base. And I'm up here just taking crap out of my inventory and moving and grooving. So I'll have to go ahead and put down another radar somewhere, I think. Oh, I can't look at my mini map because I'm over here. Teehee. But man, there's advanced circuits. There's all kinds of things. We've got everything in Mother Nature's power coming out of these trashy Johns. There they are. So sometime here, I'm going to actually set up a something that comes here from the Mega Base, and I think the trash that I have over here at Science is just going to be all kinds of materials that are going to be used that I don't need in the Mega Base. Like, I don't need ammo. I don't need grenades. Wall I'll use, but, like, I don't need, like... I don't know. Like, I don't need excess... You know, the stuff. I'm sitting here trying to do in my head. The stuff that I don't use, just send it over to Science. Get it out of my hair, get it over there, and then vice versa, I'm going to take all the trash wherever I put it. I think it's all sitting here. Yeah, I'm going to take all this stuff and I'm going to send it to the Mega Base, except for the things, and then I'm going to go ahead and sort out the things from the Mega Base that are trash that are going to go back to the, here. You know what I'm saying. Vice versa. I'm going to take all the shit that doesn't belong in Science, send it to Mega, and take all the shit in Mega that doesn't belong and send it to Science. That's what I'm going to do, and that's how I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter how I'm going to do it, that's what I'm going to do with it. Here, I'm going to just come back up here soon, rip apart all of this shit, and start putting in more and more accumulators. I think that the bots have completely cleared out my inventory of bogus. It would appear they have not. I've got so much extra, like, stuff that I don't want. So... I have to be making power poles somewhere here. Maybe I'm not even am I making electric poles, or have I just been running off of what I got? Well, I guess in that case, get rid of those. Don't need them. Gonna just clear... That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go finish up some more power. I'm sitting here playing the game instead of actually recording the video. I'm getting caught up because I'm enjoying. Yeah, I'm gonna... Wow, this is all red. I think I'm going to do nuclear here, too. That was the other thing I was working on. Since I've got some of the, just some power poles out here in the middle of nowhere to keep this mid-desert just available to see. And then I'll probably put a circle in here at some point as well. Bring this all the way down into this line and turn this into a real line down here for basemaker bullshit, and maybe I'll just bring it around into the greens underneath or something, or bring it around under here into the Science. That way this can get decluttered or something. I don't know. That's a thought, but this looks like this is in a good spot here where I can put a circle here and to bring stuff down. We'll have to see how that works. If we line this up, let me take the pollution off so make sure you can see. Just put my cursor on it and scroll down. The right one is the one I want to worry about. It would run right into where the train for Yellow Science goes, but nothing in the actual Yellow Science department is going to get clapped. And I can always turn this sideways or put it down here and end this early. That way I can bring that line down and then plug it into... I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I'm rambling again, doing that thing that I do when I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my base, so I tell you what I think I might not do when I do what I don't do. So that's where we're at. Catch you guys soon in another hour here when I'm flat, when I get some stuff together. Power looks like we got full accumulator charge, so we're back on top with power, which is great. So it's tired of getting that done. So in an hour we'll see what happens, and maybe by then I can have some nuclear fuel working out. Peace. Welcome in everybody. We are at the 2-day 10-hour mark. I'm here just basic setting up the layout for how we want to set up my uranium, which I've never done uranium processing before other than in a test game just to see how it all plays out, which is cool. And So I've got everything. It looks complicated, but it's really just to make sure that I'm using up the uranium ore from the processing first. That way that my processing doesn't back up. Because processing has the chance to produce the I'm just calling it good uranium and bad uranium instead of 235 and 238 just for now for this setup, because I always forget which one's 235 and which one's 238. So right now I'll have a filter inserter, and the bad stuff will come out and get filtered in here with this, and then I will prioritize using the bad stuff to make more good stuff out of it. Put the good stuff out here. For this will take the bad stuff. And I'll put another line for the good stuff that'll link in with this guy. Or I'll bring it around, I don't know. But this just brings the bad stuff down. Stop standing on belts. This brings the bad stuff down here. And then this will take the used up fuel cells and bring the bad stuff down here. And this is just to filter it onto both sides of the belt. So I have 2 full belts coming in of the bad stuff here. And then, why are you going this way? Because I need the bad stuff to make the fuel cells. So I need 1 good and 19 bad. So, but I want to prioritize upgrading it first. So that's why this line is getting prioritized. So it might get it worked out a little bit more cleanly once I get a little bit of time coming out of it. And then this will be the good stuff coming out the far side here. How much do I need? I need 10 uranium ore. And it takes... how long? 12 seconds to do. So I might actually bump that out 1 more and bring the ore up this way. Since I'll need to input the ore, and then I'll input the good stuff on the side out there. Or I might just have I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I've done it before with just like underground belts. That way the close line is the bad stuff, and then have a filter inserter put the good stuff out like here, and we can run a good line up, and then the bad stuff would be like that. That way that could tessellate. Do like that, and I'll put the good stuff there, and I'll put a space for a pole, and then put the bad stuff and the good stuff again. So I can do like this, like that, and then I can run a belt again like that. That way, and then I'll just run the good stuff all up, and just bring the good stuff down here, and meet it up with that. Meet it up with this over here on the side. Other than that, it's been a while since I've played, so wherever the last clip was, I don't quite remember where I left off there. But I know that if I'm going to start researching, which I have a good amount of research backed up, as you can see, none of these bots are really doing anything. They're just backing up all the materials that are running around. So yeah, that'll be the goal, and then I can start researching and start working on the science for space science. But I feel pretty confident right now with once I get some nuclear set up that I'll have plenty of power. I'm sitting here in the middle of the nights during the day. I peek out on my solars. I think I don't have to use any steam engines during the day. Just little spikes for biter attacks, it looks like. And then at night, I'm all solar, or I'm all steam engine, all accumulator. And I'm liking that. I like having a good excess of power reserve. So that's where we are for now. We'll see how this uranium stuff sets up after the next hour. See you guys then. Peace. What up? 2 days, 11 hours, almost. A couple minutes early. Currently, this is my... trying to decide where I wanted to do my sulfuric acid. And whether I wanted to do it on site, if I wanted to do it I'm trying to say if I wanted to do it on site, or if I wanted to do it in a separate spot. And I decided I'm going to be mining uranium again later, so I might as well set myself future-proof. I didn't know where I want to do that, so I decided actually to do the mining of it directly underneath my uranium ore here. So I'm doing the uranium, but I'll just make the acid right next to it here. That way, and later when this uranium patch is depleted, it's kind of redundant being right next to each other. But for now, I'll just be able to produce it right here on par, or off-site, but right next door. That I might not even run it up there with the train. I might just actually pump it over for now until I decide that I'm going to start using sulfuric acid for something else. So a little tight here on this side where I'm going to be doing the acid, but it's really just excuse me, I just make sulfur with the water and the petroleum, and then I just add iron to make the sulfuric acid. So I'm only gonna need like 2 lines. And again, this will also at some point all be gone away. The copper here that's being dumped out, I'm just making into circuits. Or yeah, the iron here and the copper will get eaten up at some point. Once I decide that I don't want to be dumping copper here anymore, and I'm going to set up a place for me to smelt and drop off. So if I wanted to take this here and I wanted to drop copper off here as well, I might redo this station and put I don't know how I would want to do it right now, but somehow drop the copper off here, and I'll feed the raw copper into the back of these lines. That way, the first thing getting used up is the copper. Because if you look at like the mining drills, like only the ones at the back of the belt work first, right? Because those ones fill up the line, and then everything else just slowly fills in the gaps. So if I drop all this copper here, and that will actually free me up down here for the copper undump, and I could use this island for. If I really wanted to launch rockets here, just to chuckle at the idea of it, I could. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I was thought about doing acid down here on this island because I have all this water all around, but that whole island is a clusterfuck anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it. So yeah, setting up my lasers here. I tried to set them up in a way. Well, you can't see because I didn't do it, but I try to set them up always in a way where I will have them surrounding the base, and I will have them not getting. I always fuck it up, but keep it one substation away from your tracks in every direction, because like I was trying to bring this one through and I couldn't get it placed in the perfect tiling grid through the in stations for each of the spots here, and I was like, well, dang, that is not what I wanted to happen. So that's where we are for here. The the uranium cell spot over here is just sitting. Haven't done anything with it. I filled up with the fuel train, filled up the iron train, but I need the sulfuric acid to be able to do anything over there. So that's what we're working on here, just getting the fence set up. That way I can start making sulfuric acid and then just plug it in and start mining. So that's it. Radar, I will have to put one here because I can't see any of this garbage. So I'll put a radar. Let's do that right now. That way next hour we might be able to see if something happens. I'll put one in the bottom corner here. Doesn't matter if I go out or not because I'd have to go way out there to get another. So we'll just put it here and down. I could put it down to get. Nope, doesn't matter there either. So I'll put one there. And I will run this line all the way up and hopefully not run out of. So yeah, I might have. This one I based my my design here of substations off the lower station, just assuming that this side would be gone at some point. Because then once this uranium's up, this station's going to go away. I also think I decided that I'm not going to do anything as far as Yep, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to not fuel my outposts for mining until I end up getting to a point where they could possibly run out of fuel before they get there. Because I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I'm going to use 3. What are these stacked to 10? Yeah, I mean like that's a huge amount of power. 1.21 gigajoules. A little Back to the Future troll. 1.21 gigawatts. But yeah, if I'm in a place where I go through 150 of those, that's a big ass factor. And at that point, I'll download a mod to get electric trains or something like that, because that's insane. So again, other than that, this is where we are right now. Setting up to make acid, setting up to mine uranium. Can plug in this uranium station and then start researching again and pushing, because I'll have a little bit of uranium fuel backed up, and then I'll have a little bit of uranium power backed up, and I will also be able to make nuclear fuel, which will be cool too. So catch you guys soon. Peace out, and thanks for chilling. Peace. Welcome in again. We are at the second day 12-hour mark, and we just on stream discovered a huge problem with my OCD. Not actually that big of a problem. But I've been wondering why this grid's been all fucked up the whole time. You can see it at the angle. This whole... I don't know if you can see it. If I can zoom in, it's as close as I can go. You can see that this whole row of blocks is not the perfect square. It's it's short. It's not. It's too short this way. Then all the other ones are the perfect square up and down. This one here is the where the road is, so that one's expected. And I somewhere in my copying and pasting, I've pasted wrong. But I want all this coal to go away because I'm gonna stop messing it up until I get the coal to go away. And once the coal goes away, then I will do. Who's out of fuel? Who are you? Why are you out of fuel? Oh, you're my help train. But yeah, so that's where I am on that. So I will go back and fill that up. Where's that guy out of fuel at? Over here at help. I'll just come over here. Hop on out. The uranium cell thing is going good. Except for that I don't have any good uranium yet. Which means I know what I need to do. I'll have to set up a buffer chest there in the middle for I'll set up a buffer chest for the bad uranium, as I'm calling it. That way, the things keep mining. The things keep going and keep going. That makes sense, right? I just keep saying dumb things, and you know what I mean? Yeah, probably not. Let me grab some fuel, and I will show you what I mean, because I have to head over there anyway. So I'll set up a buffer chest to make sure that the centrifuge keeps processing the ore. That way I have a chance to get the good stuff out. Once you get some of the good stuff, I think, from what I remember testing, I think then you'll be okay. Because you can continue to turn it all into good. Turn the bad uranium into good uranium. Because I think that's where my problem is right now. So that I'm probably, my centrifuge isn't putting anything out. Yep. Because this one hasn't used any yet. Yep. So I need to just go ahead and put... We'll do a steel chest worth. What do we got? So I have power, so let's go with here, here, and there, and that, and that. There we go. So now this guy will keep cranking away, keep filling this chest up with bad uranium, and eventually I will get a good uranium. And I only need 40 good uranium. Yeah, only. Only! And then I'll be able to start cranking out I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say, and I can't get it to come out of my mouth. Start cranking out the good uranium and start making the fuel cells. I'm looking at this right now if I want to set up another chest somewhere. If I would rather just... You know what? Yeah, let's do... Do I have power right here? I don't. This is bad uranium going to... Well, fuck it. We'll let it sit. Once it starts becoming a problem again, we'll come fix it. I don't need to set up anything too hastily until I start knowing how things are going to work. Power is pulling 100-some watts. Once we kicked on the power here, I kicked on some research recently. Probably about 10 minutes ago, somewhere in here. Probably try to check when the labs kicked on. They don't use a whole lot of power. There you go. So they were going from nothing to about a megawatt. So the labs themselves don't use a whole lot, but the labs are all the packs that everything is making, all the science potions that we're making everywhere. That's what's going to start using anything. So I kicked that on to hopefully get it to mine up this coal faster, because I'm going to be using my boilers more. Hopefully let the boilers eat up all that coal, and yonder and yonder. I still have 1.7 mil coal here. Started, I think, with 5 mil about 50-some hours ago, 60-some hours ago. And that's all that's really changed. I'm going to head up probably to, well, I don't know where, but somewhere to set up nuclear fuel, which I've never done yet. So I got to go pick myself up some concrete, possibly just take this train all the way out to the water, because I need water to do in the heat exchanger, yeah? Use the heat to turn water into steam. See, I gotta have to use the heat exchangers over there by the water anyway. So that's probably what I'll do. Probably head over there, set myself up somewhere to make nuclear fuel, nuclear powered work, create power, make a setup for it, and go from there. Let's make a beacon while I'm here. Why not? Let's put a beacon down. It's gonna take 15 seconds while we whittle waddle. See if the radar's uncovered anything. Another little island out there. A little bit of coal. A little bit of uranium. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Oh, that oil looks new. I don't think I've seen that before, but I don't know. Assembly machine. Put the speed modules in. Get this guy really boogieing at speed of 2.5. Still no good uranium. So that's that. Catch y'all in a bit. Thanks for hanging. If you like it, check it out on Twitch Live or just continue to watch the YouTube series as it moves. Catch you later. Peace.